want to take a moment and give another update on the remnant. What is the remnant? Well, the remnant is men and women who look around as Christians and they don't see a lot of other Christians behaving like Christians. Meaning they look around and they just see hypocrisy and people just really doing nothing. I often say if you live in a town of 10,000, there's probably maybe 2 or 3 like you. Meaning you're about your Father's business. You know, when Jesus says feed the hungry, that makes sense to you. You want to go feed the hungry, but look, you know, and everybody's saying it at your church. Yeah, we should feed hungry people because Jesus said do that. And you're like, yeah, let's go. And then you go and you're the only one standing there. Nobody else is doing anything. They say the right things, but they don't do anything. They're just a waste of space. Just a waste of space. And the remnant is men and women who are about their Father's business, but don't really see other people like them. And the Bible tells us that in the end times, God is going to unite the remnant, and they are going to be the ones that battle against the Antichrist with the 144,000 Israelites in the warring of the saints, a 3.5-year war. A real war that you know, you're not getting raptured out of here. The rapture is after tribulation. Every single time the rapture is brought up in the Bible, including from the lips of Jesus Christ himself in Matthew 24, immediately after the tribulation. So, well, who's going to be in that war? Well, it's definitely not the people that go, well, I'm going to go, you know, to church on Sunday and, you know, be kind of upset if it goes over 45 minutes. I'm going to throw $20 on the plate. Maybe. Then I'm going to go home and do whatever I want for the rest of the week. That's what God looks down and he sees. And it's disgusting to him, especially in the name of Christianity. It's better to be an atheist and claim to be an atheist because people are turning away from Christianity because of those folks. So what is the remnant? That's what the remnant is. Well, how do we unite? I don't know. But I can tell you that God has sent me around this country to meet with people, and then we hold a monthly meeting in Missouri, in Centerview, Missouri, the first Saturday of every month at 6 p.m. And that's what I know. One of my stops a few years ago was in Montana, and now the ministry that we work with in Missouri, Standing in the Gap, who is in the prisons every day of the year. They house ex-cons coming out of prisons, men, women. They're building a family house now for pregnant women coming out of prison. And they also, then all those prisoners then go around the entire county and feed all the hungry people and take care of all the things that the church should be doing, not because they have to, but because they get it. Because, you know, not a lot of people say, well, that's what they ought to do. And that's not what they have to do. You know, they just have so many things they got to do under parole, and feeding hungry people is not a category of their parole. This is something that they choose to do because they're bought in. They understand, well, God said do this stuff, so we need to do that stuff. So now myself and Joe, who runs the Standing in the Gap ministry, and a few men and women coming out of prison, and a few other people are heading to Montana, Billings, Montana, to start this ministry there. So we're going to meet in Billings, Montana, the first Saturday of September 2nd at 5 o'clock at North Park in Billings, Montana. There's a gazebo there. Meet us there if this is you. And if you came to the other meeting a few years ago in Montana, you should come to this one as well. And we'll also be meeting in Centerview. Everybody that's been coming to that meeting are still going to be there. Who's going to be in Billings is myself, Joe, who runs the Standing in the Gap ministry, and a few men and women. Some of them just came out of prison. We're all going out there to do this thing. But meanwhile, the one in Missouri will continue. Now, next month, in October, I will be back in Missouri. This is just to help get this started. But if you're around the Billings area and you're thinking to yourself, you know, this might be me. I think I should at least look into this thing. You should come to Billings, Montana. Now, I'll also say in Missouri, there's people, because it's only once a month, they travel sometimes a pretty decent distance to come meet in Missouri once a month. But the continued ministry really needs to be around the Billings area, because it's, again, it's getting into the jails as often as we can in Montana, throughout the whole state. That might be something you can do. It's also just taking care of the hungry and the homeless in Billings specifically. So, come join us if you can in Billings, Montana, September 2nd at 5 o'clock. If Missouri is your ministry, continue to meet in Missouri. That'll be 6 o'clock, and we'll also Skype each other too. Any thoughts or insight on that? Definitely put that below. I do want to take a second and say that most people that watch this channel are not subscribers. Please take a moment and subscribe to this channel, because it increases our ability to have our message heard through the algorithms. That link is below. But the most important part of the channel, we take prayer requests, and never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. As always, love God, love your family, love guns.